Hello, welcome to the weekly live stream update for the Connect 2020 plan and what we're doing at the Olympics this year. So, I just want to give you a quick update on a couple of things. God, first of all, has done some pretty amazing things this week. So it's just, we are just nonstop thankful this week for everything that God's been doing. And one of those things is first, just going to talk about the YouTube thing real quick. We reached 100 subscriptions, which means that we now have the ability to have a special ending to our YouTube page. Hey Karen, I'm reading the live stream the comments, by the way. So if I just say like random names and stuff like that, that's what that's about. But the YouTube thing, so now if you go to, I hope this isn't backwards in my screen, it looks backwards, but it's www.youtube.com/connect2020. So if you just search on the YouTube search bar, Connect 2020, you'll find our page. So by doing that, you'll get to see all the content that we have on our YouTube page for Connect 2020. So we have all those things like some different prayer videos, some like first person prayer walking around the Imperial Palace. You get to meet and hear from local pastors here in Japan, hear what they want prayer about, what they have vision for their church, and all those good things. There's also other resources out there like Japanese testimonies, so testimonies of Japanese people by Japanese people that are really awesome. And then there's just a whole bunch of other useful tools, especially if you are going to be joining us this summer, either before the Olympics, during the Olympics, after the Olympics. There's a lot of resources on there for you to see as you think about coming to Tokyo, coming and existing in Tokyo for a week or two, and all the things that you need to know for that, such as public transportation or eating or even how to use the toilets here. It's a little bit different. Sometimes they've got little panels that are like trying to operate a rocket ship. So it's good to know. So thank you for all of you who have subscribed to our Connect 2020 page. And this page is going to be a tool for us to use not only before and during the Olympics, but after the Olympics as well. Right now we're developing resources that allows us to be used beyond the Olympics, whether it's for the mission teams or it's for prayer support for the Japanese church, or if it's this side or the other. We're trying to build these things with the future in mind. So as we build this, the next step for us with the Connect 2020 page is 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000, road to 1,000, whatever you want to call it, is our next goal. And what the biggest thing that 1,000 subscribers allows us to do is that we can live stream from mobile. So right now, I'm only live streaming on my phone, on the Facebook Live thing, in our Facebook group. So then I can take that, and hey Brian, I can take that, download it from the Facebook Live group, and then take it over to YouTube and upload it there. That's complicated. And that's not going to be so easy when we're in the middle of the Olympics and we're trying to promote and share and just let you guys see what's going on. So being able to live stream from mobile will be really awesome, because then I can take this. We got a GoPro here that we bought just for this type of thing, among other things, but we have a brand new GoPro here. I can live stream from this. I can throw it on a stick, and we can go to the Echo Project, or we can go to festivals, or we can go to the National Stadium and do live streaming events or live streaming videos from there. So road to 1,000 subscribers on the Connect 2020 page is my request. So if you got friends that are willing to subscribe, that would be amazing. And hopefully they'll also enjoy the content too. The second big thing that has happened this week is we have our pin badges produced and ordered, and this is what they look like. I have to do a little bit of a weird angle on here so you can see my window. But this is what they look like, and they're really, 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 really cool. I ordered them this week, and they should be here in the next week or two. We tried to get them in before Lunar New Year, which, when these are being produced in China, that can make a difference in the shipping process. So we bought these, we got these pins. These are a big part of our evangelism and follow-up strategy. So I'll talk about them later when we actually have them in person, and I'll show you guys here, and it'll be awesome. But that is such a huge project done in this big scheme of things, because now we have those pins sorted out, and that's part of our resources that we're going to be resourcing our volunteers, whether they're international or local believers here. And so we're really excited about those. And thank you to all of you who have been giving to the Lottie Moon Challenge that we have. So Lottie Moon Challenge is a specific project designated by the IMB to go towards special projects that we're doing. So the LMC, when you give to that, it gives us the funding to be able to do things like buy these pins and use them for ministry. So we're really thankful to all of you who have already donated. If you want to donate to that LMC, I'll put a link down in the description. And then it's pretty straightforward, and also you'll see some updates from what God's been doing so far, and see where that fundraising goal is at. So that's pretty cool. So the pins are exciting. We're very pumped about those. Let's see. So we have, just for reference, this is the bridge pin. And this is one that we already have produced. We have a bunch of these now, and these pins are gospel sharing tools. So we use them to story through the gospel, and yeah, it's getting real, which is the other exciting part about that is we bought these pins, and it's getting really real. It's 2020, pins are coming, big project that we've been working on for about more than half a year. It's just crazy. So thank you to the Joneses. Shout out to the Joneses, part of the team here in Japan, and for their hard work on those things. Third big thing that happened this week is our housing situation is getting sorted out. So the housing situation for all our volunteers is challenging. We now have a volunteer cap of 350 volunteers, and that's just international volunteers, and that doesn't include local volunteers. So so we're putting a cap on those who are coming from outside the country in to help us out at 350. And you can imagine trying to find 350 spots to put people that aren't just all spread out and all over the place. Pretty challenging in the middle of Olympics season, and also being in one of the biggest cities in the world. Just because you're one of the biggest or the biggest city in the world doesn't mean that the housing situation gets any easier. So the Lord has revealed to us and shown us that we have some hotel options for our teams that potentially we could get everyone in the same locations. So in just a couple of hotels, not just here and there. Now I will say props to ISF for having taken the initiative to help us sort out some initial housing options, and we've been working together with them to get this thing sorted out. And it's not easy, especially for them when they're not actually physically here to do things. So I just want to give them big props for fighting through with that and pushing with that, and also to Daniel Hamilton for helping us out with that and sorting through that. We can't do this stuff without partnerships. So anytime I get a chance to brag and promote our partners, I'm going to do it. So big props to them. We have to wait until officially basically 6 months out from when we want to reserve these hotels. So they're not reserved quite yet, which means anything can happen. Nothing is set in stone, but we know that it's a possibility, and we know that there's availabilities. So we're really excited. But if you'll keep that in your prayers this week, between this week and next week, we're trying to nail all that stuff down, and be praying for ISF and Daniel Hamilton and all of them as they work through that stuff as well with us. And I'm really thankful for all of them and all their hard work. So let's see. Another great thing that's happened over the last 2 weeks is we've had some really good conversations with Tokyo Baptist Church. So Tokyo Baptist Church is one of our locations for the Echo Project, which is that coffee house stage space concept that we're doing. And we just had some really good conversations, and TBC is going to be helping us more than just the Echo Project. We're going to be doing trainings there. We're going to be doing orientation there. And we're going to be doing a lot of other things between now and then, using the Tokyo Baptist Church's facilities, and they're also going to be a big part of the volunteer squad. So the potential of volunteers just from TBC alone could be about 100 people, which is just crazy. We're blown away that that's even a potential. And we know that to be true because when we had the Rugby World Cup stuff happening back in November, we had about 100 volunteers just for that, and that wasn't even the Olympics. So we're really excited about that and the potential of that, but just the cooperation and partnership we have with Tokyo Baptist Church. So I just want to give them a big props for being so willing and open and kind to us in that process, and a big prop. All this stuff, we need to give big props to the Lord, because He's the one who even allowed TBC to be there and have the resources and the people and the reputation and those things that they have now to be able to do what they can do now. Because what's exciting is that that church also has connections to the things around it. So the local schools around it. There's this place called T-Site, which is like this really nice, imagine like fancy Borders. It's Tsutaya Books, but it's like a fancy version of it, and in the middle of this like really cool frou-frou area, and they have a relationship with them. They got to do an Easter egg hunt there last year. It's just like little things like that are just coming together, and we're really, really excited about it, and we're really thankful for TBC and their willingness to work with us. So a big development in the last week or so is that we've decided on our first training. So we're going to be trying to do trainings that are reproducible for us, and trainings that we can video, put up on YouTube, and be accessible to anybody at any time. So that way we can ensure that everyone's getting the right training, everyone knows how to use the stuff like the pins, and then all of our other resources, and also the paradigms that we want people to be sorting through as they practice sorting out how to share the gospel and getting used to it. And for those who do have experience, helping them know how we need to do that contextually and how to do it in an appropriate way, particularly for the Japanese heart. So our first training will be March 9th at TBC. It'll be an all-day training. It's actually a holiday in Japan, so that works for us because everyone will be off. So it will be a training done fully in Japanese. So our first training is all in Japanese, and that's going to be a lot of work for us who don't have that as our first language. The exciting thing is that we're not alone. We have brothers and sisters here in Tokyo who are going to be helping us out. So we actually have two pastors, Japanese pastors, who have already said, "Hey, we want to be a part of that. We want to. How can we help?" So be praying for those two pastors as they work with us, and we provide them the training materials, and then they put their personality and their approach to it as we develop this. And then we will also have a English training happening after that at some point. We don't have an official date for it, but we're going to try and do two big, not fancy, but just good quality trainings, one in Japanese and one in English. That way we can film those, like I said just a few minutes ago. And then that is like a really good quality training. And on top of that, we can use that same training material after the Olympics. So be praying for us on the production side of that as we get the video and audio visual stuff sorted out and get the content sorted out and develop this in such a way that it is reproducible and usable after the Olympics. And then on top of that, just making sure that we get everything done on time. There's a lot to be done, a lot of emails to answer, a lot of negotiating and meeting and partnering and planning. There's a lot going on, and there's just a few of us, and it doesn't get easier, but it's definitely becoming more fun with more people coming in and helping us out. So we're really excited about the future and what that has in store, but it's going to take a lot of work, so please be praying for us as we work hard to make these things a reality, and be faithful to what the Lord has been leading us this whole time to do with this. And then lastly, just a huge thing that I'm thankful for is that there have been some things that have been challenging for our group over the last couple of months, and a lot of it has to do with just the brokenness of the world that we live in, and that leads to broken people having a hard time with other broken people. And so that's really challenging, but the Lord is bigger than all that. And so because of that, or because of what the Lord has done, and sorting all that out, we're back in a really healthy place and position moving forward with a lot of things. And God has been so kind that even when all that stuff's happening, and even when I'm insufficient and when I'm incapable and overloaded, God's still doing stuff in the background that I'm totally unaware of. So I want to give God praise for that, and give the Lord praise for just this last 2 weeks has just been so good and so encouraging for all of us involved. And the Lord is good, and He's taking care of stuff even when we're insufficient. And so that to be said, I think that's all I got for today. And thank you for joining us and watching and praying for us. Please be praying for this week as we have some more meetings. Be praying for some of our teammates. There's two families coming back to the field from the stateside break, and that's happening this week. And then we have another couple who is going to training, and they'll be here in March. They'll be spending their first week of training in New York, doing basically some church planting, mapping, big city inoculation stuff as part of their training. So that's really exciting. And please be praying for all the things that we got going on, preparing for training, preparing for events, doing all the logistics. And one more thing you guys can be praying for while I'm thinking about it is please be praying for that second spot that we're trying to get. So we still haven't nailed it down. We're still waiting for communications and stuff to happen with that spot, but be praying for the second spot that's in the heart of Tokyo, in the heart of youth culture here in Tokyo. And we're like 70% sure that we're going to get it, but anything can happen, and the Lord can do what He wants with it. But this is another one of those things. It's like the Lord's been working in the background, and we just had to wait and see how He would do things. So please be praying for that as we go this week. And thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.